everybody, and welcome to the Twist Happy Hour, the video podcast, whatever we're calling it today, where cocktails and conversations collide. We're your hosts, two gals who love to travel, live on opposite sides of the country from each other, and know a thing or two about cocktails, or at least drinking them and enjoying them together. We have way too many opinions, so whether you're here to drink, have some celebrity gossip, travel fails, viral chaos, or just need a reason to laugh today because the world's too hard, you are in the right place. So grab your favorite beverage, mocktail, cocktail, whatever, you do you, and let's just dive right in. Today,
or make a beverage with us.
Or make them with us, because today we are making a pear Moscow Mule using pear vodka instead of regular old boring vodka. So I already have mine made, but Kate is going to make with all of us.
I am. And I don't have fancy ginger beer glasses or whatever they're called, copper mugs. I do have a Moscow mug though, and for this Moscow Mule, I figured it's perfect. A little controversial right now, but it's fine. It's fine.
So this one's pretty easy. All you're going to do is put ice in your mug.
Great. I got ice. I'm ready.
Got ice. Throw it in your mug.
Okay.
And then put 2 ounces of vodka.
How many is 2 ounces? 2 shots? That's too much, right? 2 shots?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. Let's just do 1 shot right now. You know,
it's going to get taken at the end of this episode.
More things to do today.
I mean, your day, it's a lot earlier in your day than it is mine. I can pretty much call it at this point. All right, we'll do 1 shot, and then if I feel a little spicy later, I'll maybe add another one. And then am I putting simple syrup in this or no?
Nope. You're just going to do a little lime juice.
Okay. Out of my grody disgusting.
Do about a half an ounce.
Out of my old age.
I can't see it.
It's so, look. It's so bad. It's fun. I mean, look, it's a bit who's in this. You know what? That's a really great question. I am quite sure that if it doesn't have an expiration date on it, or it has rubbed off and therefore doesn't exist.
Well, as long as it doesn't smell funky, I guess.
I mean, it tastes like lime. It's fine. And then just ginger beer, yeah?
And just throw your ginger beer, because the ginger beer already has sugar in it. That's why you don't need simple syrup.
I am using Q Light ginger beer.
Ooh.
I don't know why I feel like I'm advertising everything. This is just my favorite brand. They're not sponsoring this episode, but I like it because it's a little spicy. It's got a little cayenne in it. Some people can't handle it. I like it a little spicy. Take it. Take it.
Seattle loves the Q brand ginger beer too, so maybe that's why.
Okay. And then I'm going to garnish this on my coffee mug with a lime.
Cheers!
Cheers! I just told everybody.
Go back to ginger beer. Go back to
really
for your Moscow
Mules. Inhale. If you're using Q, don't inhale on the sip because whoo! Hey.
Okay. Now that we have Kate all liquored up, what are we talking about today?
Okay, great. So, this is for any of the parents in the internet universe right now. So Karen and I have teenage boys. I have 2 teenage boys. She just has the one.
No, I have 2.
Oh, you have 2. I guess that's technically true, right?
I mean, the youngest one just became a teenager. So.
Just became a teenager. It is like, so I got into this conversation with my husband about like, we keep going back to, well, when I was a kid, my parents did X, Y, Z. And I realized that none of that is relevant anymore. Other than like the basic moral, ethical code that you teach your children that maybe your parents instilled in you, everything day to day wise is remarkably different because I didn't have a phone. My parents, the fear that we have as parents now, so much of our parenting is based in fear of like how many parents would let their children go out without a phone nowadays, you know? Yeah. But my parents were like, stop, drop, and roll. Don't talk to strangers. You know, like that was it. That was the big, they were like, don't eat anything poisonous. We had that yuck sticker, you know, like that was it. That was the poison control people were on speed dial. They didn't really have the child trafficking fear. Like they didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
And so it's school like,
different kind of school violence now.
Well, yeah. And back in my day, they like, if I didn't leave the house, I wasn't going to be victim to a crime. But now if my kid's in his room playing video games, he could be victim to a crime. Parenting now is so vastly different. It's like parenting on Mars. They don't even compare.
Yeah,
You
no.
know,
We've been navigating the whole tech thing because, especially, during COVID and post COVID, the kids each had computers in their rooms so they could do school stuff. And when we moved across the country, my mom guilt took over and I gave my oldest a phone because he was about to enter junior high so he could still
yep.
talk to all his buddies. Well, that snowballed into, well, the youngest went into junior high. Now he needs a phone and he has
Yep.
way less control than his brother does over his screen time urges. And then we realized, because all my friends were like, oh, yeah, just like take their phones at night and then everything's fine. Well, there's this little thing called Discord and social
Yeah.
media that you can access on your laptop. So we found out our oldest was staying up till like 1 or 2 in the morning just talking to his buddies on his like computer. So now we
I
did
bet
this
it was just
whole
his buddies.
rearrange of all the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
thank
we
God.
have
Yeah.
a
No, that is one thing my kids are very aware of.
we have a turn your devices in at 9:30. Like all of your like your
Yeah.
controller for your Xbox, like all the everything, your phone, your everything. My kids are 13 and 15. My 13-year-old thinks that everything that his 15-year-old brother has, he should also have, right? But my 13-year-old parents, dial in parents, my 13-year-old has already been catfished. True story. So he started talking to somebody in a video game chat,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, oh, we should chat offline. Got his number. Then they're texting. She's sending videos of herself. They're TikTok videos. So, of course, me being a mom on TikTok, I go in and I search it. It's a junk account. They're all like
Mm-hmm.
repost videos. And I'm like, this is not a real person. And he was sending her screenshots of like what he has on his Greenlight card and his Greenlight account. And so I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Oh my
Meanwhile,
God.
my 15-year-old is going, dude, you're getting catfish. Like, what are you talking about? He knew. But I was like, what? He's like, oh, she lives in South Africa. She's my girlfriend. I'm like, no, she's not. That's a 45-year-old man in a basement. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Especially in like these things like Roblox and Minecraft where these kids can go into these public rooms. Like we've always had you cannot play in public rooms. You can play with your friends, but you have to go to a private lockdown room and no one that you don't know can be there.
Well, and even that's how this started because we had the same rule. But of course, parents, they're on their headsets. You can't hear who they're talking to, right?
Yeah.
So he was in a private room. One of his friends was letting in randos. And then that is how it spiraled and became a thing. And to all the parents out there that are like doing what I would do if I was watching this podcast, I'd be like, oh my God, that mom is like just so not tuned in with her kids. I was the director of my children's private school. My children, I literally have been with my children every moment of the day of their life from the get-go. I am so overly involved in my kids' lives. It's
like,
to a point of like, maybe it's too much. And
Please.
even then, it's so hard to keep tabs on this stuff. There are new scary things that happen, like that come out, all this new 764 thing that's
What's
now
that?
happening online. So I guess it's these people are getting in touch with these kids in one way or another, whether it's Snapchat, whatever it might be, through social media, through gaming, and they are manipulating their behaviors via like extortion and blackmail. They're saying like, and they're using AI generated photos of kids that are suggestible photos. And they're saying like, I'll send this to everybody at your school if you don't do what I say. And it's really, really scary. It's really scary because these kids are so young. Their prefrontal cortex is not developed, and it's like, how do you as a parent coming from our generation where it was like, just stop, drop, and roll if you catch on fire, which we all thought.
Well, there were no computers. We didn't have computers in our room. We didn't have
this.
Multiple gaming systems. Now, all of our gaming systems are in either the boys and I now share an office, which has, yeah, it gets smelly at night. I just work in the living room because there's too much boy happening. But that's where the game system is, or it's outside in my husband's office, and he's always in there with them if they are.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't stop anything. And my kid, my youngest, gosh, she was probably 11, and he started getting bullied because he didn't realize he was in a public room because like his friend had set it up. His friend hadn't closed it off. And so like, these guys were going in there and they were saying like horrific things. To this day, he will not tell me what these people said, but he got off his computer immediately, thank God, and was like crying in his room. And I only know because all his friends started texting him on my phone and like, they're like, are you okay? Like, what happened? Are you okay? I'm just like, and this is why we're in private rooms. Like, And then my niece got catfished by like some dude. And I'm just, my sister's,
and I'm not alone.
No, it's even worse is like, so I have access to all my kids' DMs, cell phones,
Right.
whatever. Yes, I know they could have their accounts somewhere else that I don't have access to. But as far as I know, they talk about a lot of stuff in accounts that I have access to. So I'm kind of like, okay, I don't know if you need big accounts. What else are you going to tell?
Right.
So I found out by like all of a sudden I was like in Ireland or something and my phone's going off like crazy. And I'm like, what is happening? And my son and their friend and them are all talking and they're like, yeah, I don't think like you talking to Sam is a good idea, blah, 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 like this guy Sam. And so like I texted my sister right away. I'm like, I'm pulling the ant card right now. I'm like, you need to know that this is going on. It doesn't sound like you know this is going on. And so my sister had to handle it. And, you know, it just, they're getting this attention from like somebody they don't know. And like, I get it. I mean, what? We had like MSN chat boards or AOL, whatever, when we were in high
AOL
school.
chat rooms. Remember those?
It was like, oh my gosh, hi, I'm really interested in you
even
too.
those were super sketchy.
Yeah, they were. Oh no, I had a guy basically trying to catfish me. Like,
I had a guy that was
I'm
like, why don't you come to my house or whatever? I'm like,
yeah. That was in the 90s. So, and like we had a computer. I remember when we went to, I'm dating myself, Mac Classic. The like,
ooh,
square,
I'm so
not even
sorry.
the
You were very
bubble.
fancy.
Not even
We
the
had a
bubble, the square.
Before.
Ooh, see, you were even fancier. You went
We
like,
were running on a DOS operating system. It was very high class.
maybe this is why I'm still a Mac girl. Because then like, then we got a gateway, which was like, oh my gosh, did we win the lottery?
Yeah, they came in that cow box. You were like, oh my God, this is like, I've made it as a person.
I didn't get my
really
own computer until I was in college. Like,
it's really scary because, and it's all required. I mean, you know, you and I have a mutual friend who has held off on getting their child a phone. That child is going into high school next year. There are classes in which my son, who is a freshman, is required to have a cell phone. They're doing assignments on cell phones. It's like, how do you stop it? I mean, I have my kids locked out of every app to the point where we have like the parental controls on, and my husband and I are like, what's the password again? If we have to go in and unlock it, because we don't remember. We've changed it so many times because my kids have learned how to hack it. And I found out my youngest, who clearly is my problem child, is set up a TikTok account. And I'm like, you're not allowed to have a TikTok account. What are you doing? Are you insane? And he's like, what? Because he thinks in the innocence of like, what's the big deal? Who cares?
yeah, it's just people dancing and like cat
Yeah,
videos. I will say my kids
fishing. He wants fishing videos.
He's gonna watch the Bass Pro Network.
Yeah, I mean,
My kid, like all I get is like cat memes from my kids. Because they like share an old Instagram account that I set up when we were traveling a bunch more and they wanted to be able to like stay in touch with their travel buddies for other families that traveled a lot. And I'm like, fine, here you go. So my oldest uses that now and he's like, Mom, check out this cat. Mom. And I'm just like, please stop sending me cat videos. I'm not a cat person.
I love the cat video. It's funny as you said this, it's almost like you want to do like set up a fake account to catfish your own child so that you can make sure that you're the person who's doing it. And then you can sit down and have these hard conversations.
Oh yeah.
If they buy it, you're like, okay, we're going to stop here. But if they're like,
we need to know.
If they're like, no, you know, and you're like, okay, great. Good job.
Well, I know, like I've gone through like DMs in Instagram with like his friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, God, I'm like, okay. That every once in a while I want to be like, you shouldn't be talking like that. And like pretend I'm my son. Right. I'm like, okay. Yeah. But then there was like a group chat he got put into by like somebody else, like some girl's friends and everything. And I was just like, started seeing the stuff pop up on my notifications. And I like walked right in his room. I'm like, this is not okay. You need to get out of this right now. Actually, I think I made him, I like left for him because I can sign in.
It's a double-edged sword, you know?
Well, but he was actually like, yeah, he's like, I started seeing all this stuff. And he was like, I was about to get out anyway. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that yes, sure. I have pretty good kids. Even though I did ask my oldest, he loves Pinterest to get reference for drawing and stuff. And I did ask him if he was looking at porn on Pinterest. I don't even know if that's a thing. But I was just like, hey, just checking in, you know.
Can you look at porn on Pinterest? Is that real?
I assume that like goes against all their whatever. But I mean, technically, it shouldn't be on Instagram or TikTok. Like,
crafting is Pinterest. Don't take pictures for me, weird, creepy
No, that's
internet
where I
people.
get all my cocktail recipes
I just want
and
to cook.
gardening
I just want to learn how to make braised lamb and, Valentine's for my kids' class.
things. I just want to know how I fail at being a mom constantly in the baking department by not making beautiful cakes for my kids. I can
I
actually
think that there's no way to win it as a mom. So don't even worry about it.
Oh no, I want to
Those
do a piece
kids
of
are getting
scale.
catfish.
I know, right? That's my bigger priority, not if I have the perfect rainbow cake. I did post a picture. Yeah, I tried to post a picture of making like this rainbow layered cake for my kid because that's what he wanted for his birthday, and it's like sideways. I'm like, whatever, it tasted good. I don't care.
Hey, you tried.
My kids travel the world. They don't need to have a perfect cake. Now I just go to the grocery store.
There are too many other things to worry about. It's just, you got to worry about the e-bikes, the internet. It's like, I can't.
Yeah. I tried to explain dial-up to my youngest the other day because he was getting very frustrated with our internet connection, which I'm just like, it's fine. I'm like, let me explain dial-up. We had to turn on the computer, which took like 20 minutes, and then you had to dial up, which took another 20 minutes. I'm like, I could literally shower and have breakfast before I could get online, and I was still trying.
AOL.
If you could get an email through in 20 minutes, you were excited. And he's like, what? I'm like, remember that floppy disk we saw in the museum?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They don't know how good they have it, but they don't understand what we have to figure out.
Yeah, now you can't even put a disk in a computer. They don't even have that part. So,
no. You can't even put a CD in computers anymore.
And that is the thing. It's like technology is moving faster than we as parents, like our generation ever in a million years thought would be possible. Yeah. It's moving so fast for these kids. And it's like, you can't we have so much access to information. So we're constantly in a like, my kid's going to be, stolen off the street or whatever the kid, like trafficked or whatever it is. So then we get them the phone so we can life 360 them or, track them. Where are they? What are they doing? I can't imagine sending, like my parents used to be like, goodbye at 8 a.m. You can be home at 5 for dinner. And they didn't know where I was.
Sunset.
They didn't know who I was with. They didn't have any way to get in touch with me. Like, that was it. And I can't even imagine doing that now. Like, and it's a double-edged sword because you give them a phone and now they're susceptible to all other kinds of horrific crime things. So how do you navigate parenting when the whole world is new all of the time for us? It is not anything like when we were kids, and it will not be like anything like it is next week, this week.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because we're the generation that this all came up. So we were the ones that got internet in the home. We were the ones that started getting the personal computers in the home. And then it just kind of in our 20s expanded from there. Now we all had laptops and cell phones and whatever. And now our kids don't even know life without all that. And
I know. I love watching the TikTok videos where the parents are like, what's a Rolodex? And the kids are like when you roll a die? What's the yellow pages? And they're like, it's like when you go to work, you have to give them your yellow pages. And I'm like, that's it. Yes.
My favorite technology moment was at Universal outside of Diagon Alley in Orlando. And they have the Ministry of Magic phone booth with a dial phone. And I was in line with my boys and these little girls were in front and they like poke their heads out to their mom. They're like, we don't know what to do. I'm like, rotary phones are the most fun thing in the universe. You just get to go like that and it dials back. So then I told I'm like, all right, boys, let's do this. Thankfully, their mom knew what to do.
When we first went to Epcot in Orlando, next to the big ball ride, which I never remember the name of. It's like my favorite ride and Spaceship Earth. Next to it is like a bathroom building, and on the wall outside is a payphone. It's probably not still there. It was there 8 years ago when my kids were little. But we're like standing waiting for one of them to get out of the bathroom, or Brian, my husband, to get out of the bathroom. And the boys were like mesmerized by the pay. They're like, what is this magical thing? What happens? There's buttons you can push. And I was just like, this is so bizarre. But these kids are like this. It's like something from an alien planet to them.
I mean, it's like the squirrel at the zoo. You paid that much money to get into the zoo, and all your kid cares about is the squirrel. You paid that much to get to Epcot, and all they care about is a payphone? Come on.
$8 million later, my kids were like, look at this payphone. I'm like, oh my God. So, of course, my husband comes out of the bathroom, is taking pictures of the kids holding a payphone. He's like, they'll never know what this is. I'm like, great.
They'll never have to.
They never have to carry change ever.
Remember that? And phone cards. Okay, we could talk about this forever, but we're going to wrap it up. Parents, people who aren't parents, but remember life in the 80s and 90s, let us know what you think of all this technology and how it's affecting the youth of our
And if you have any advice,
society. Yeah, we'll take all the advice.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
And not having a phone is not an option. So let's move on from that one.
Right.
All right. So thanks for hanging out with us at the Twist Happy Hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a sip of any of this chaos and rambling that we do on a weekly basis. You can follow us at Twist Cocktail Recipes and Twist Happy Hour for more behind the scenes recipes, viral nonsense, travel at some point we'll talk about, and we'll see you next week, same time, same vibe, different recipe. Bye!